Greetings. This is Ayodele cooking the Nigerian vegetable soup. We start with some oil in a pot, vegetable oil, some diced onion, and in this case, you can use one fish or two fish. Then a little salt, There, right there, iodized table salt. Put some salt on it, some salt, just a little salt. Not seasoned to taste, but seasoned for salt. Just a pinch of salt. Doesn't have, if you add enough salt that how do I put it? You can taste how sweet the food is. That's probably a little too much salt. Just enough salt to a pinch of salt, just a little salt. I don't know, teaspoon, half a teaspoon of salt. Maybe, yeah, that's it. So why do we start with fish? You ask, why do we start with fish? So there is seasoning. This seasoning called granulated chicken flavor soup base mix. It's basically stock cubes. And take notice, there's a chicken in front. So this is probably made from chicken broth and fish. So this fish is the same thing that's in here essentially. So, but fresh fish tastes better than the one that has been dried out. So, people who don't have enough money to buy a fish like this, then they can use this instead. This is faster and easy to procure, and you can store it in your shelf for a long time. But if you are able, and then use fresh ingredients. Of course, this is just as good. Now, the fish, its job is to add as seasoning, like a base. And you're like, if I don't use a fish, what's gonna happen? Nothing. Now, remember, the key to a very good soup is the oil. The oil of the soup is the key to a very good soup. Pay attention to the oil. The oil is very, very important. Now, you want your oil to be sweet and spicy. The oil must be sweet and spicy. So, my strategy is very simple. Take all the onion bits, gather them, and put it on top of the fish. You don't want your onion to burn now. So preserve the onion, protect the onion from getting burnt. Set the onion on top of the fish. That way the onion will not burn quickly and the fish will cook just the same. So this is the initial process. This is about half an onion. You can see how much quantity is in there. And in this blender jar, I have some onions. I'm gonna add other ingredients and we'll see as we go. Just onions. This is basically sweet onions. I have my cutting board, my knife. What else? Well, my name is Ayodele and I'm the one cooking. Let me see here. I have chicken broth that I'm going to be adding to the you'll see that as we go on. So I prepared some chicken earlier, basically put some chicken in water, add some pepper, some salt, some onions, and cook it until it's done. And then the water from that cooking, I saved it. It's in my fridge. I'm gonna be adding that to the mixture. It can also be beef broth just as well. Now I'm going to take some red pepper, crushed, atta. So I'm gonna add it. Remember, we want our oil to be spicy and sweet. The oil is key. If you can have a spicy, sweet oil, the food will taste good in the end. Oil. Because when you're done eating, right? See, when you're done eating and there is oil on your finger, right? You lick your finger. Because you want to lick the oil off your finger. Then you taste the oil one more time, when you are done eating, to remind you how good the food was. So that is the strategy. Yeah, God helping. That's the strategy. You lick the oil. So the oil has to taste good. Now, during this cooking process, you're free to continue to taste your oil. You want sweet, salty, and spicy. Sweet, salty, and spicy. Sweet and spicy is just as good. Now, the fish, so not when I say salty, not a lot of salt, just lightly salted. Now, the next thing is to flip this fish. Okay? You want to flip this fish, okay? Flip the fish. Flip the fish. Okay? Flip the fish. Now, remember, this fish does not have bones in it. Let me see if I can find you. Let me see if I can find you the bag. See that? It's nothing. It's tilapia skinless fillets. It doesn't have any bones in it. Free of bones. Just 1 pound of the 1 pound bank, 16 ounces. Right there. Right there. Right there. So there you have it. It's barcode number. Okay. There you have it. Skinless fillets. No bones. You don't want. So if you buy a fish in the market, and it has bones inside, take your time, remove the bones. Because the fish we are cooking, so I'm breaking the fish down now. I'm breaking it down. I'm breaking the fish down. So break the fish down. Break the fish down. Break the fish down. Okay. Now imagine this oil right now, this fish oil. Now the fish oil is what you're going to use to cook the stew, the soup. That's delicious fish oil. That's what you're going to use. Now, next thing, I'm going to use some granulated chicken flavor soup base mix. You can find this at Walmart. It's Farmer's Choice. Or you can use any stock of your choice, any stock chicken cube. Just add a little Maggi cube. Maggi. Just a little bit there. A little bit to get the oil to be sweet. We want sweet oil. Sweet. This stuff, so if you're just a little bit. Doesn't have to be much. Now, what is it made from? Let's see here. Ingredients: salt, rice, sugar, and basically it's stock. Chicken stocks. Now we go ahead, continue to cook. Now, at this point, this oil is going to taste sweet. And remember, I added some red pepper, sweet and spicy. It's delicious. You can eat this. You can use this to eat your bread. If you have some bread, I'm adding some more red crushed pepper. You're like, it's going to be spicy. Spicy is good. So you continue to cook. Continue to cook. Continue to cook. Continue to cook. Alright. Now remember. Now you might be thinking, oh, the soup. When you prepare it, you cannot. If you cook a soup like this, you must eat it quickly within 3 days because of the ingredients that went into it. Not necessarily. Remember, this fish. I am frying this fish in the oil. I want the oil to become fish oil. Delicious fish oil, spicy, delicious fish oil. Red pepper crushed. So I want it to be spicy. And right now the fish is sweet because it tastes really, really yummy. You can eat it as it is. It's good to go. But we're not gonna stop here. This is the beginning. So this is the base of our soup. Now, if you're like, I don't like tilapia fish, and I want to use another fish, you are free to use another fish. Just remember, we are frying the fish. We want this oil to become, the oil is what we are after, this one. We are after this, the oil. Sweet, spicy oil. Because when people who are eating your food, When people who are eating your food, they will lick their hand. They want to lick the oil. So sweet and spicy. All right. All right. We continue to fry this. We're gonna fry it. Of course, you're like fried food. Is it good for you? You will see. Once you watch the entire cooking process, you'll know the frying is is mostly for the oil. We want the fish to release its sweetness into the oil. That's why we're frying. All right. And by the way, the better you fry it, I'm increasing the heat. The better you fry it, for people who don't like how tilapia tastes, frying it erases the whatever taste you don't like in tilapia. The frying removes that taste from it. But I personally like tilapia, so I don't have a problem. So we continue to fry. I increase the heat. Fry. So you can put this on your sandwich. Just enjoy. Spicy, sweet, with oil. Okay, that's step one. Kill the heat. This is ready now. Ready for consumption. Now the fried fish is ready. I turned the heat off. It's edible now. And now I'm going to move on to the next phase. We're going to start preparing the ingredients for the soup. Now, there's no standard set of ingredients for this, but there is a family of ingredients you can use to make soup. All right, I'm going to carry on. This is one of them. Mini sweet peppers. Very good for cooking soup. So I'm just looking for whatever. Now I'm making vegetable soup. So I'm going to be using spinach. I will show you the cooking process. All right, the general rule of thumb is let's have twice as much tomatoes as your pepper. So right now, see the pepper this is all there is, but make sure you have 2 times as much tomatoes, 2 times as much. So I'm using a red pepper is the small one, habanero pepper, and this is sweet bell pepper. This is sweet bell pepper, and normally you can also use bell pepper if you want. Just make sure that you have twice as much tomato. And remember, there's onion in there, tomato, sweet bell pepper, habanero pepper. And now you'll be thinking it's gonna be spicy. It's not going to be spicy. You're like, how? Because the tomato will numb out the spice. It's just gonna be slightly spicy. So I'm gonna cut this all up and put it up in the blender. Remember your onion, sweet bell pepper, tomato, and your habanero pepper. Make sure that you consider the size of your what do you call it, cooking pot. So you don't want to, so basically by the time we're finished blending, it's going to turn to smoothie. So you don't want it to be too more than your cooking pot. So consider the quantity. So based on how much soup you want to cook, so use that to calculate, and the size of your pot, use that to calculate how much ingredient. So when we're done blending this, it's going to become a smoothie, and that smoothie is what we'll cook. All right, here we go. I'm going to turn it on. Well, I have to plug it in first. So I'm going to plug it in. Boop. And then turn it on. A smoothie. Here we go. All right. So the fish sauce we've been making. There we go. Just for taste. What do we have? We have ourselves a taste spicy a little bit. Sweet. Some fish oil. In short, it's delicious. Now we've blended the ingredients into a smoothie. I'm going to remove it from the blender. We have our fish oil. Now, whatever this tastes like, the base, the fish, the oil, the spice, crushed pepper, and that is, generally speaking, that's what the entire soup is going to taste like. Well, of course, with the added ingredients, so it's going to taste like this. That's what it's going to taste like. By the time we're done cooking, it's just going to taste just like this. But the added ingredients will give it more robustness. Now, next thing, I'm going to open this up and pour this mixture, this smoothie, tomato paste, no, not tomato paste, tomato, and then some habanero. Let me see, take the lid off. I probably want to keep the lid on. So, yeah, I'm basically going to pour this in there. So, since it's a thick paste, I'm really shaking the jar here to get that sauce in there. I'm working it. So, yeah, I'm going to keep going. Since the paste is so thick, I'm going to add a little water to this so that I can get the rest out of the jar. Now, if you notice, I've emptied the jar, I've added it to our fish base, our sweet and spicy fish base. So as you can see here, all the spice I added to the base with the tomatoes that went in. The tomato will numb out the spice, so it's not going to be as spicy. And the oil, we already know the oil tastes like fish oil, fried fish oil with seasoning in it. The oil is sweet oil, sweet and spicy oil. Now we are going to cook the raw smoothie in that sweet and spicy oil, but we will not cook it on high heat, just low heat, just turn it down. And but we can raise the temp at first, it's totally fine to get it hot. And what are we trying to do here? We are trying to reduce. So we are trying to reduce it. So if it's too watery, sometimes by the time you're done blending your ingredients together, it's too watery. So you want it to be a little bit thicker. So like paste-like. Mine is already paste-like as it is, but just to show you. But it's good, generally just let it cook for a while right now. So continue to stir. Stirring is good. Now this entire sauce, if you see, every inch of the sauce has fish bits in it. Fish bits in every inch. So as you eat the sauce, you'll taste that fish and that spicy oil, sweet oil taste. Now I want to heat up the entire mixture. Heat it up until it starts to like boil a little bit. Then I'll turn on the heat and just let it reduce. We are trying to get most of the water out. So of course it's not going to be that much, just for a little bit, so the ingredients cook together for some time. So the next item is the chicken. This is the chicken broth. So I bought some chicken from Walmart. Okay, I put the chicken in, I washed it, then I put it in a pot, added some onion, some garlic. I added some of this ingredients. This is basic stock, and added some onions. Then I cooked the chicken leg or chicken wings. I cooked it until it was done, about 1 hour. So after I was done cooking, and it was properly cooked, I got the chicken out, and the water that was left behind, that delicious water, I saved it and I kept it in the freezer. This is it here, when you keep it in the freezer. So, and then I'm going to use that sweet chicken broth to continue the soup. So, and now you're like, is that, and now I did add some salt to the broth when I cooked it. So when you have a bunch of chicken in the stove, so like a bunch of chicken, some water, some garlic, some onion, you can add some habanero pepper, just a little bit, some salt, and then you add some chicken stock to it, and then you cook that. By the time you're done cooking, that broth is going to be delicious, because you add salt to the chicken, so the chicken will taste good, right? So this is what we have here. It's frozen. I'm gonna defroze it. I'm gonna add that to this. So that chicken flavor will enhance the flavor of the entire soup. We call it, this is a Nigerian soup. Now, as you can see, it's starting to boil. I'm gonna reduce the heat so that it cooks a little slower. We don't want it to burn underneath. Now, next thing on the agenda is to take the chicken broth. I've been defrosting it, I'm going to show you in another here how to make this water. It's basically water. So it's not water broth. I'm going to show you how to make it. You can make it using any meat of your choice, chicken, beef, but it's gotta not. You can make it with fish too, but it will taste different. So, but chicken, turkey, goat meat, beef. So, of course, if you're using beef, use like a chuck roast. To give you an idea, it's like a cut of beef. So. Right, I've diced some onion, some garlic. I'm gonna put that in this pot, and I'm gonna go get some pepper. So this is also going to be one of the ingredients. This is so that whatever meat you're cooking, you want the meat to have some spice. It's not gonna be it doesn't pack a lot of heat, so don't think when it's hot on the way in, it's gonna be hot on the way out. No, it doesn't work that way. This is just so that you can feel a little spice, but it's not going to be enough to bother you. So for anybody who is afraid of spice, the spice is not too much. It's perfectly okay. This is habanero pepper, by the way. It's part of the ingredient that I'm going to add to the pot where I'm going to use to cook the meat. All right, just looking around the freezer. This is the meat I could find. It is a smoked turkey wing. Of course, you can use goat meat, you can use chicken, you can use beef. Don't use ground beef, of course, if you're gonna use the chunks, not ground. All right, now there you have it. Now I'm gonna take this and add it to the, I diced some onions and some pepper. So I have that here. I added some water. This is water, not beef stock. Of course, even that would make it taste better. But water is good enough for this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this. This is very good enough. I'm gonna wash this. Just wash it in water. Okay. So don't use beef stock, use water because salt. So I'm gonna take this and put it here in the water. So we have some onion. Next thing is this. Now this meat, I know by experience that they've added some salt to it. So I'm gonna be light on the salt, but if you are cooking raw chicken, remember to definitely add some salt. Some salt is important. So there's plenty of salt in this as it is, just by default because it's smoked, and they added salt when they were probably smoking it. I can just add a little salt, just as a joke, mostly a joke. All right, some salt, but I'm not gonna go all out. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of this seasoning, basically stock cubes. Right there. Yeah, right. Just a little bit. All right. Just a little bit. Now we have all these ingredients. Naturally, I will add some curry. Okay. Some curry here. You can use any curry of your choice. So I'm gonna get some curry here. Some curry. About this much. Okay. About half a tablespoon. Just throw some curry in the water. Okay, curry. That is good. So remember, even though this is fresh chicken, the same ingredient set. But this is smoked, but it will turn out just fine. All right, next thing here is we throw some salt. We throw some chicken stock. You could use any other stock you have. Next thing, I'm gonna cover this pot. All right. Naturally, when you are cooking meat like this, if it's fresh meat, I will add like about 3 or 4 tablespoons of the soup, the stock, or you can use cubes. You can add like 5 cubes. But since this meat, this is already smoked turkey, so it already got some salt and some seasoning in it. So I'm going light on the seasoning. So right now I'm going, it's somewhat cooked, but I like my meat to be very soft and easy to eat. So in this way, it's so soft, not too soft, but soft enough, easy to chew, and you can enjoy all the juices. Now, next thing, I've managed to defrost so this water here. So after this, I'm done cooking this. It will cook for about 1 hour. So the juice, the liquid, that's what I froze here from my last meat cook, chicken cook. So now I'm gonna take that broth and add it to this. So this has been on the stove now for about 15 minutes. I'm gonna add all this water to it. Oh, so you can see chicken, that's chicken bits. Just cover this up. Now, I did not plan that to happen. It happens. See, that there happened by Perfect Will, huh? So if you don't know about my app called Perfect Will, it's on the App Store. It's a Bible app. People win prizes inside. What kind of prizes? Cash and other kind of prizes. All right. So I grabbed some sponge and I decided to, clean up the mess. So let's keep it clean here. All right. I can already smell the aroma right now and it's smelling really good. I'm not gonna lie. Really, really good. See that? Now, take a look here. Take a look right there. So if you see here, this has a lot of liquid in it. Remember, it's water from the last time I cooked some chicken and with stock and some extra, seasoning in it. So this, when this breaks down, it's gonna add more fluid to the entire base. Now I'm gonna slowly, first I'll let it boil. After it's done boiling, reduce the heat and let the water evaporate so that the mixture would be thicker. It'll be thick, paste-like, but not too pasty, but just paste-like. And that's called as a soup. We call this a Nigerian soup. And what you do with it, you can use it to eat your rice. Imagine, there's already fish in it. There's some seasoning, some oil. When you add this to rice, white rice, with some chicken, can you imagine? It's gonna taste really good. So I'm gonna continue to cook. Now, we don't just use this for white rice, we use it to eat all kinds of meals. But for now, white rice is a good example. You can use it, you can get a loaf of bread and dip your bread into the sauce and just eat it. Delicious. Delicious, delicious, yes. So this is the turkey. I'm trying to steam it here to get the meat to be soft, very soft and easy to chew. And of course I added some seasoning here to give it aroma. I can add some extra stock to give it taste. But the turkey generally tastes good just out of the bag. Of course, if it's been smoked, but if it's fresh, you'd have to add a little extra ingredients, extra chicken stock to it to get it to taste even better. You know what's funny? I didn't even know we had all these items at home. I was just looking through the freezer to see if I can find some ingredients to make some food here, to make some sauce that we can be using to eat some bread, maybe some white rice. Maybe we have pounded yam too in Nigeria. This also goes with pounded yam. But I do know about the stock, the stock. I know about that thing I showed you in this bowl. I'm guessing you still remember. So that fell in and made a mess. So I know about that one because I was the one who prepared the meat that time. All right. So it's all Perfect Will. By the way, if you don't know about the app Perfect Will, it's on Android, it's on iOS. Go ahead and download it. People win prizes inside, all sort of gifts. And you're like, what's the app about? It's really, it's a Bible app. You read the Bible inside, but as you are reading the Bible, you have an opportunity of winning gifts, prizes, cash prizes. Something to encourage you to keep studying your scripture. I'm the kind of person who thinks, while you are reading your Bible, there's nothing wrong in it if you can just grab some bread, dip it in some sweet, delicious stew, eat it, and then continue reading your Bible. It's good, yes? God is not against that, yeah? No. What's wrong with having a little bit of, ice cream while you're reading your Bible? So when you use the Perfect Will app, you stand a chance of winning prizes, gifts. And you can use these cash prizes to buy things and that can help you, encourage you in your journey as you study the scripture and get closer to God. Exactly. There's no reason why you can't dip your bread in some stew as you read Psalm 23, or dip your bread in some stew as you read Psalm 24. It's good. The stew is delicious. The word is delicious. As the scripture says, man shall not live by bread alone. Take note. It says by bread alone, which means man should live by bread. They should just not let bread be everything they think about. So download Perfect Will. Definitely download it. Come on, come and win your own gift too. Come and win your own prize. It's really good for you. So the heat here, I'm gonna lower the heat because I want a slow cook. I want the water, that sweet water, to penetrate the meat so it will be soft and easy to chew, juicy. And I'm not gonna use this the water from this cook. I think I'm not gonna use that. I've already, so the last the what do you call it, meat water, let me put it that way. The last one I made, that's the one I added the other time from the freezer, so I just used that one. I'm gonna save this one for another cook. So I have some collard here, nutrient dense vegetable. I have some spinach, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to add that to the stew I'm going making on the pot. So let's go. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to open the bag and dump the vegetable in a pot. All right, now that this is starting to boil, I'm going to lower the heat because I need to go prepare other things. So we let this one keep cooking. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open the pot a little bit. We are trying to get, so there's a lot of water in the mixture right now. We're trying to, let it evaporate so we can have a thicker sauce. It's not that thick, but just a little thicker, so that when you touch it, it stays on your hand and you can lick it. Right now it's too watery. You need to let some of the water go. So next thing, we're gonna wash the vegetables. Once they are washed, then I'm gonna put it on the stove, add some water, and boil the vegetables until it's soft and easy to eat. Right now it's a little hard to eat. You have to boil it so it's easy to eat. All right, so we have the vegetable in a pot. I'm washing it. I'm gonna put it in another bowl, clean bowl. So take it again. This is to get, if there's any there's any dirt on it, to wash it off. All right, put it here. Take this. I'm gonna wash the rest in the same manner. Remember, you don't have to get two kinds of vegetable like this. If you only have collard greens, it's fine. If you only have spinach, it's fine. I'm only using both because I had some leftover spinach. That's the reason behind that. So I dumped the water out. I'm gonna add some fresh water here and add the vegetables to it, and then boil that on the stove. Boil it for about 20, until it's soft. The vegetable will change structure. It's gonna be soft and easy to eat. Now, as you can see here, the sauce, the mixture, the sauce is boiling, and the heat, the water is escaping. And now in this way, we kind of reducing it so that it's much more thicker. It takes a little bit of time. I did not add any salt or this to it. I didn't add more of that to it. Why did I not do that? Remember, this mixture here is already sweet and delicious. It's meat sauce, it's meat broth, sweet and delicious. So when I add that to this, everything here automatically tastes delicious, just like that. And remember, we started it with a fish base. So that fish base, gives it that umami flavor. It's rich. You can just feel it. All right. Taste time. Now, if you taste it, and what does it taste like? It tastes like fish, chicken broth, all combined together. Now, and of course, the tomato, the pepper, I feel a little bit of spice. It's delicious. Now, but I'm gonna add a little bit more seasoning to it, just to really Just for home run, really. A little more, just a little more. Just a little more. Alright. It's delicious as it is. Yeah, it's just a little extra seasoning, yes. So let me show you what it is right there. So I'm gonna stir. See right now? It's watery. So we need to get the water to evaporate so it's thicker. I'm tasting it. Just an empty spoon, but you heat it on your hand so you get a little liquid. Oh yeah, that's good. So sweet, a little salty, spicy, delicious. And you get that fish cake, that fried fish cake. Alright, so the vegetable here, boiling it. So if you see, take note, if you pay attention here, you will see this one is going here. You want to leave the pot open a little bit, get that. So now we want this to be soft, very soft. So we're cooking it so that it gets soft, super soft. So you see when I shake it on the spoon, it's shaking. It should be able to shake on its own. Move, you know, shake it, it moves. So that's how you know that it's soft, very soft. You want it to be soft, soft, very soft. So you see, you know, at first it's bouncy, but now it's no longer bouncy, it's going in the water. I did not add any salt to this, no extra ingredients, just water and vegetables. We are boiling it so that it gets soft. You want it to be soft. The softer it gets, the better it tastes. Of course, you don't want it to be soft to the point that the leaves disintegrate. You just want it to be soft enough that when you chew it, it's good and it's easy to digest. Since this cook is gonna take a little bit of time, you know, get a chair so you sit down next to the stove, and you know, and that way you can be patient. So for example, these vegetables right now, I took a little bit, a small portion of it, put it in my mouth, chew it to see how soft it is. Because collard greens is a little bit hard, so I'm gonna let it steam a little extra longer until it's very soft and easy to eat. On second thought, for the collard greens, 1 hour might be a little bit too long. Keep it to between 30 35 minutes. But for spinach, yeah, about same amount of time. Maybe 20 minutes if you put it on high heat and you can get the leaf to get soft really quick. 20 minutes should be enough. Next item on the agenda is to grab the meat. So whatever meat you have on the side here you've been working on. So this meat should be soft enough by now. And we're gonna grab it. And like it's huge, yes of course. I didn't cut it up. So I'm just gonna put it right there in the sauce. So you can add a little bit of the water from the meat. I said I wasn't gonna do that, but yeah, it's not a bad idea. There we go. There's a little water in there. And delicious, yummy water. So it was the same water I added earlier. So now this is turkey ball. And you see how it's gonna taste good now. You'll see. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drain the water in this pot, drain all the water, and then grab out the vegetables, put it on this cutting board, and dice it down to small edible pieces. So basically, you know, dice it like onion. Dice it down, dice it down. Now the water is pretty hot, so I'm gonna have to wait a little bit until it cools down before I can take it and dice it. Dice it, finely diced, so it's easy to digest. Alright, it's time to drain the water from the vegetable. So I'm using the lid here. Some people use a strainer, but just the lid is fine. Just now, you take note, there's gonna be a lot of steam coming out from this side. So I'm blowing away the steam with my mouth. Why? If you don't blow away the steam, after a while, the steam is gonna really get to the hand you're using to hold the pot. And you're not gonna like how that feels because heat. So blow it with your mouth and drain the water. Now you wait for it. Go ahead and show you the results here. See what we have here. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for it to cool down. I'm gonna grab it, mold it into little like square blocks and then dice it down with the knife. The next item on our cooking list is banga, red palm oil. This stuff is, take a look, cholesterol free. It's really good for you, and you can get it from African stores. Red palm oil. So we're gonna add a little bit to the sauce. So to the red palm oil gives it added flavor. So all the sweetness in the sauce, the red palm oil, basically brings it all together. Like a blanket. It's like when you wrap a warm blanket around your body, kind of a thing. Right, there you go. Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and add it now. All right, so I got some of that into the spoon, and I'm gonna add it. Okay. One. I'm gonna add one more spoon of same spoon. All right, this is the second spoon. I'm gonna add it. Before I added it, I did shake the bottle. There we go. Only 2 spoons. All right, just so you know, based on the quantity of spoon, I ended up adding three spoons instead. This is what it looks like now, as you can see. So I've been cooking this for, I don't know, about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Remember we're trying to get the water out so that it's thicker. So now I've added palm oil, and that palm oil will help enrich its taste even more. So after the vegetables cool down, I got some of them on the cutting board. I got a bowl, so I'm going to take this knife and cut it down into smaller bite-sized pieces, not one by one, just together like onions, and put it in there. Remember here, once you add the palm oil, lower the heat, because the food, this sauce is pretty much ready now. So you can dip your white bread, your bread into this and enjoy. It's gonna be delicious. And all right, so I'm cutting down vegetables here. I just want to show you how I do it. So the vegetable, it's not as bitter as before now, the collard greens, because I cooked it for about 40 minutes to get it to be very soft, easy to digest. And after I drain the water, most of the bitterness is gone. But for spinach, you don't have to do this much. 20 minutes is enough. It's gonna get soft. So just collard greens, I'm cutting it down into very small pieces, small bits. And this is very healthy, very, very healthy. All right, so look at that, small, it's tiny right there. Right, right, stop. Cutting the rest of the veggies. Cutting the rest of the veggies, cutting it to small. So, cutting it. So let me see, so you can see. Hold the knife, and it's a big knife. And then I cut it, put pressure into it, so it's small, tiny, little tiny bits. So put that in the bowl. Yeah, tasted it, yummy. Now, next item, gonna wash the cover for the pot and cover the vegetables. Now there's one ingredient that we should definitely add to our sauce, soup. They call it soup Nigeria, so it's a Nigerian soup. So I'm gonna go find that ingredient now. All right, this is it here. The crayfish. You can get this from African store. It's crayfish whole. I'm gonna add it to the sauce. This stuff is delicious on its own, but so when you add it to the sauce, even more delicious. Now let's go ahead and do it. I am going to grab a handful, put on a spoon, just about this much. Oh, and just add it to the sauce. Let me go ahead and show you. There you go. Now, if you are wondering what is it, it's crayfish. Take a look. As you can see here, crayfish whole. It's fish. and it's delicious. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stir the sauce. As you can see here, fish, and there's some crayfish in there. That's the meat will release its own sweet juice into the sauce, and that fish base is still there. The palm oil, I already tasted it. It's yummy, 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 yummy. Now, I'm gonna let this cook for about a minute or two. The last ingredient I added, the crayfish, doesn't cook long, about 5 minutes. As you can see here, the vegetable has been diced, and I'm covering it here on the side here. All right, I'm gonna stir. Oh, wow. So I like to eat bread sometimes and maybe some white rice. Of course, the vegetable soup you can use for white rice, but the red stew, it's popularly known as red stew, you can use it to eat white rice too. It depends on your preference. So I want to keep some, in case I have some bread and I want to dip that bread into some sweet sauce. And I'm gonna go ahead, open the cover, and I already washed the bowl here like a takeaway. So I'm gonna get the sauce, okay, put it in the bowl. See that? You look at that. Oh, see? You see that? That is sauce fish, some crayfish. So just save a little. In case I need some red sauce. There we go. There's some chicken bits in there. And there's some fish bits in there. Okay, just a little sauce. Just save that somewhere. Alright. Alright, here we go. So the next agenda. So I'm gonna have this sauce on the side. So if I'm having some jasmine rice, some white rice, I can just take the white rice, take a little bit and put it. Okay. But of course I can add the vegetable soup too. This is just as good. Just preference. Plus, I can take my white bread right now and dip it into this sauce and just enjoy. One thing you gotta remember, normally there's a lot of chicken. When this is cooked, there's usually plenty of chicken pieces inside of it. But because today I only have one turkey piece, that's just why one turkey piece is in there. So the next thing I'm gonna do right now is add the vegetable, the steamed vegetable to this mixture. Here we go. It's a sauce. So here we go. I wash my hands and I'm gonna go ahead, put it in, and then this, and then put this in. So I'm squeezing the water out, so adding it, and then take some and then squeeze the water out. Okay, this is common practice. Squeeze the water out. Okay, squeeze the water out and then add it, and that's it. Now next thing I'm gonna do here is wash my hands again. Okay, and then take the spoon and stir that vegetable into that delicious sauce, and stir it in, stir it in, stir it in. So we call this vegetable soup in Nigeria. By the way, I didn't even know I'll be cooking this today. It's all Perfect Will. By the way, if you haven't downloaded Perfect Will app on your phone, go to the Google Play Store or the Apple Store and download Perfect Will. It's a Bible app. Study the Bible inside, and you also have a chance of winning gifts, prizes, even cash prizes. This is to encourage you in your journey as you get to know God more and more. So now I'm gonna let this steam for about 10 more minutes, and that's pretty much the cook. That's Nigeria vegetable soup right there. And I do have my red sauce here. So this, normally, if I had a lot of chicken bits, chicken pieces, like chicken thighs, chicken wings in that sauce, you know, this would have chicken in it. So believe me, you can now prepare some oatmeal and then get a little bit of this sauce, put it in a bowl, add some chicken to it, and as you are enjoying your oatmeal, you can be, you know, dipping your spoon in this sauce and just eating it directly. It's delicious. You don't mix this sauce in your oatmeal. Keep it separately. Just you eat the oatmeal, and then you take a spoon of this sauce for the chicken. Goes super well together. All right, here we have it. So, and they're like, how am I gonna eat this? You can take a spoonful of this, put it on your white rice, and enjoy it. You can also use it to eat white bread, but generally you go with the red stew if you're eating white bread. But this will go just as fine. We also have swallow, which I might show later. No promises. All right, so it's time to clean up. I'm going for the cleanup process. There we go. So I'm washing all the bowls that I used for the prep. Vegetable bowl, I wash that. Alright, I want to cut the cutting board. Wash the cutting board. Okay. Alright, sorry about the foam falling over. Alright, washing the cutting board. Cutting board good to go. Next item, I'm gonna get a little bit of this, clean the counter table. Okay, wash the cover. Wash the cover. Okay. Alright. Now, remember this bowl, the one we got for the chicken broth from the other time? I'm going to wash it again and use it to store the turkey broth. There we go. See, remember we cooked some turkey? That's the water that we used to cook the turkey after they were done. So, only turkey. By the way, for those who don't understand what I said, that's Yoruba language. Here we go. Clean. Alright, right, deep. Wash. So these containers are usually very oily from the oil from the meat. Okay, it's not like we added some oil to the meat while we're cooking it, but when you boil meat, the oil comes out. So here we go. So if you try to wash it and it's still oily after you're done, then just know it's not unusual. Okay. All right. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is grab the phone, take it over here, and we need to take this bowl again. It's just Chobani yogurt bowl, and we're saving this. It doesn't have to be Chobani. It just any container this is where you usually keep them. You can keep it in any container you want, of course. And right there, so you see, dump that sweet, delicious, saucy water into this, and I'm gonna cover it with a tin foil. So this is it right there, paper foil right there, and I'm using it to cover the stuff. I'm gonna wrap it around, wrap around. I'm gonna wait for it to cool down, and I'm gonna put it in the freezer. It can stay there for at least like 6 months. So you don't have. So next time I make some soup, I can take this same water again when I get to that stage where I add it, and then I just dump it in. And I didn't add any additional salt to the cooking other than the ones you saw, and that everything I added to make it taste good. You saw it on video. So the seasoning, the salt, and the sweetness comes from the broth. At this point, the cooking is complete. This is the final result. The vegetable soup. Please remember to download Perfect Will and study your Bible and win gifts while doing it too. Thank you for watching.